Hi, I'm Chan John, an independent educator, software engineer, comic artist, and board member of Austin, Texas Science Communicators. Let's talk about fighting biases in STEM using comics and inclusive teaching. A high-quality STEM education is often locked up behind incomprehensible textbooks and unaffordable, inaccessible schools. Even if you do access these difficult textbooks and fancy schools, STEM can often be hard to understand, hard to relate to, and as a result, discouraging rather than empowering. I was fortunate at an early age that I was able to learn to see STEM as a friendly path toward peace rather than as an aggressive disciplinary path toward a profitable career. I also learned that comics and storytelling were powerful vehicles for teaching nonfiction STEM concepts in a way that really stays in your mind for a long time. So I started using comics and animation to teach STEM topics. I created a YouTube computer science lesson with TED Ed that has amassed over 3.8 million views to date. I've created comics highlighting how pioneering women in mathematics changed the world, which have been featured by the University of Texas at Austin's College of Natural Sciences and Department of Computer Science. I've created comics diving deeper into meteorology concepts that your local TV weather reporters don't quite have time to dive into during their TV broadcast windows. These comics have been applauded and shared online by local meteorologists in Central Texas. I've also created over 50 comics on my website, cs-comics.com, that teach computer science and math concepts. One of these comics was featured on the back page of the Inroads Journal, which is a computer science education journal published by the Association for Computing Machinery. So I made a lot of comics, and I've used them in my teaching with positive results. But I also learned as an educator and professional myself that high standards and harsh expectations can benefit students by pushing them hard enough to make them achieve things they never knew they were capable of, and at a much faster pace, which means less tuition to pay. I also learned that simply making the material more fun and relatable wasn't going to suffice if personal and institutional biases are interfering with your life and your learning. So I came around to the following view. I still believe strongly in storytelling and comics as the primary medium for teaching STEM, for really bringing out how each STEM concept you learn was awesome for something. But I believe this has to be complemented by an environment where the instructor is actively fighting biases loudly and publicly in a way that consistently communicates to students that you care more about them than you do about your curriculum. And the institution must show that they too are willing to place the students' and faculty's and staff's needs above their own institutional comfort, especially when it is the institution itself that permits or even promotes harmful biases. I look forward to meeting folks who wish to engage in a long-term active resistance against the status quo in STEM education to both educate via radically engaging STEM stories and simultaneously fight vocally against harmful biases.